Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we've got the August update key art. So we get our first look at not the in-game models. We've already seen War Machine and Rescue, but we get to see sort of what the design looks like in principle for all three of the Armor War, sort of Armor War-ish characters, and then Doctor Doom in the background. This is a very, very, very cool key art. It's one of the coolest. I always have a lot of good things to say about the key art, and this time is no different. MFF honestly just has some of the best art in any game, period, whether it's mobile or otherwise. This just looks so fresh. It's crazy. Let's see what they have to say here over on the forums before we go into like a higher quality version of this image, because I want to, yeah. Okay. Agents, prepare to meet the advanced armors that have arrived from the future. The theme for this update is Armor War 3099. Okay, nice. Superheroes and supervillains will be equipped with their brand new original suits, harnessing the power of future technology. One thing that people have latched onto, and I'm not saying that I believe in this, it's just speculation, but it says here superheroes, and yeah, sure, you can count 1, 2, 3 superheroes, yeah, and supervillains. Now, the S in supervillains is a little bit interesting to some people because as of yet, we have one 3099 supervillain, not supervillains. So some people are hoping for like a mid-month Ultron tier 3 or something like that. You know, I mean, it would be dope if Ultron got a tier 3, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I don't want to read too much into an S, a single letter. I don't want to read too much into that, but you can dream, right? It would be very, very cool if Ultron got a tier 3, if Ultron got a rework. It's a 3099 uniform, because he's a very cool, iconic, long-time character in the Marvel Universe, and he's been terrible in Marvel Future Fight for a long time. So those two things make it highly likely that he'll get a uniform and a rework, but maybe not necessarily in that order and in this time frame of, you know, in the next 2 weeks kind of thing, because that would be like the mid-month update, because the update's around the corner, right? For those of you that don't know, the update is in like 36 hours. So not tomorrow, but tomorrow night. Sort of a bad way of explaining it, but yeah. We also have just in case you guys forgot, we have the live stream tonight. So about 11 hours after the drop of this video drops at 9 a.m. Eastern. At 8 p.m. Eastern, we have the live stream with Cage and Kim. I will be over on Twitch, as I always am, reacting live with all the fans, all of you. You know, seeing what there is to glean from the live stream, the new uniforms, possible characters, possible content, whatever other goodies they want to drop on us, I will be there for. Now, let's take a quick peek here, without my face, without any interruptions, at the image, because it looks really, really cool. Hit me up in the comments and tell me which one of the four you think looks the coolest if you could only choose one, and not necessarily based on which one you like the most, but which one looks the coolest. To be honest, we can't see Dr. Doom's body. He's just a disembodied head floating with a cape, but he looks badass for sure. So Doom is already up there, but then War Machine is looking crazy. War Machine is looking, he's looking like the dark horse. But then you know what? HULKBUSTER is, people are saying he's thick. Yeah, bro, HULKBUSTER looks like a true tank, which is dope. He actually looks awesome, and the sort of dark blue plus orange colorway is actually something that's really sick. And then, to be honest, Rescue looks dope too. She's got these new like wing things on the back. It looks like, I don't know if it's the wings on the back or something, but she's got these new energized things. It looks dope. Honestly, it looks dope. I'm not the biggest fan of Rescue in general, because I think the design, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the design, but it looks cool. It definitely looks cool. She definitely stands out. She doesn't blend in. None of these characters blend in. They all look completely different, right? You've got the sort of like beige or like a dull gold on War Machine. You got the blues on HULKBUSTER, and then you got these whites and blacks on Rescue. So I really appreciate that, even though they are from the same update, because this is like an original uniform set, 3099. They all look completely different, so they stand out in the same way that they used to stand out. You know, he's like grays and blues and blacks. He's you know, reds and yellows and things like that. And then Rescue's got another color scheme altogether, and that's sort of in contrast a little bit to the matchy of the Dark Obsidian armor uniforms. I don't know, I like them both for different reasons, honestly. Both sets are cool, but I can sort of compare them pretty easily because of the fact that they're both created uniquely for the game, which I think is really cool. Again, we're getting unique looks that no other game is going to get. It's really, really dope. It doesn't really get talked about enough, to be honest. We usually just like, oh, it's not from the comics, it might not be good, but okay, forget how meta it is for a second. Even if you're playing another game, another Marvel game, whatever Marvel game it is, it doesn't matter, and you're like, man, this armor for Corvus is really cool. We got Corvus in Marvel Contest of Champions or whatever the game is. Nope, never gonna get this. This is 100% exclusive in that sense, right? So I do honestly think that's really dope. Now, the only character that we haven't covered in any way, we covered Dr. Doom in a standalone video, we covered War Machine and Rescue in a dual video. I haven't covered Quicksilver and Silk. Silk is just really bad, so anything they do to Silk, poor girl, she's gonna benefit from that. So I don't really think doing a pre-update video on Silk is gonna make sense. But Hulkbuster. Now, Hulkbuster's pretty bad, but he's also pretty unique, and I actually have made a standalone video for Hulkbuster years ago. I really like Hulkbuster. I think he's really cool. He is a lot of players' first tier 2 character because they gave away his biometrics a long time ago in a login event. So he's kind of a little bit more popular than you might think. And the other interesting thing about Hulkbuster, at least for now, can't say that this is going to carry over, but he's a physical damage combat type, which is not special at all, okay? But then he's got skills that deal energy damage, especially on the high damage 4 and 5. So that does play a part. He's got a heal, he's got all defense down, you know, he's got a guard hit. That does play a part in how you would take the character into different content. So we're going to go ahead and take him into some content now. We've got no obelisk, so again, this is a sort of raw damage check based on Rescue could do 99. I'm not saying that that's the benchmark here, but Rescue could do 99 Hulkbuster. Now, see, energy attack's not going to work here, so we're actually going to try this. But because he's a hero, we can bring along, you know what? Yeah, this was the wrong team up. We can use, yeah, we can do that. That's what I wanted to do. So you can use his leadership, which should be good in case he gets a Transcendence or something like that. Hopefully his leadership gets bumped up. 24 is a little bit low, but it will be very, very flexible. Now, I do not believe, because he's just a non-sentient armor, I don't believe he has the leadership ability. No, he's machine and he's strong. The other thing that I haven't mentioned that a bunch of people messaged me and they were like, Alex, you got to talk about this, bro, is that Hulkbuster is a creature type. You see, it says type, combat, allies, creature. So creature type is very rare in Marvel Future Fight. I'll just I'll sort here by creature so you guys can see just how small this list is. This is how many characters are creatures. There's 4 creatures in the game. And you need to use creatures for at least one of the dispatch missions if you're trying to do like the completionist for all of the dispatch missions. So this is pretty big. I talked about it when Vision got his rework in his tier 3 because he was a creature. But as you can see, Destroyer is pretty terrible, Adam Warlock's terrible, and Hulkbuster's kind of terrible. So we will now have 50%, assuming Hulkbuster gets a good rework, we will have 50% of the creature types actually being worthwhile, and they started with the 2 most farmable ones. I mean, Destroyer is very farmable. Adam Warlock's the only one that's obviously super expensive, so it would have been a bummer if he got the rework first, because, yeah, you know, paying the crystals up front for that is not something you want to do. But anywho, Hulkbuster, very fun rotation at the start here. You do 5, and then when you see the missiles, okay, yeah, so the game didn't want to let me. Okay, yeah, this is a good start. Yeah, I'm digging this. Yeah, just okay. So you're supposed to, there we go. You're supposed to cancel. Now, obviously his damage is pretty yike, despite my Pierce. And this is the example that I'm trying to give you guys, because, you know, some people are like, oh, wow, Rescue can do stage 99, or Rescue's doing damage against stage 99 Cull Obsidian. Pierce is so amazing. No, it's not Pierce. I mean, it is Pierce, but I'm not doing the video to show you guys. Like, I don't care about Pierce, guys. I'm just showing you because there's levels to this. So I'm gonna drop 20 levels here from 99 to 80 and see if he can do anything, because there's no way he's doing like a third of a bar on stage 99, which means that theoretically, which means that, like, I mean, you know, I'm not sure how much damage Rescue is doing, but she's doing at least 2 or 3 times more damage than yeah, dude, this damage is really low. Wow. But yeah, that's the basic combo for Hulkbuster. You do 5, and then you see the missiles, then you do 4, and you combo those together, and then you can do 3 there. But we've taken quite a bit of damage. He does have a heal, so we're gonna want to use that, but it's a small heal. It's a very teeny tiny, teeny weeny heal. 4,000. Wow, I think I'm toast here. Yeah, we got hit by bleed. His damage is really low, dude. Yeah, right now I just use him for Shadowland. I believe I've been using him. I stopped using him after we saw the sneak peek, but because I wanted to make sure that I would be able to use him. I wasn't sure when the update was coming out, but I used to use him on floor 35. I use Nebula now, which is kind of overkill. Nebula definitely does more damage, but he was good enough to clear, even before Pierce, he was good enough to clear stage 35 for me in like a minute or less. He's pretty good, but this is pretty rough. He's definitely struggling here. And the other thing to note is he's struggling with a lot of buffs from Nick Fury and White Fox, and he's got all defense down to boot, whereas War Machine and Rescue did not, I believe. So yeah, I'm not sure what he has in the way of buffs, but honestly, even though I've dropped 40 stages now, I really don't see the difference in this dude's damage. Like, it's still pretty pedestrian. And he doesn't have, like War Machine, he has iframes and he has a guard hit, but he doesn't have any invincibility or immunity, which is really tough, especially since Cull Obsidian loves his bleeds, and that's usually what ends you. But yeah, stage 60 is what where we're gonna calculate him from. Okay, missed the combo there. So the reason why that 5-4 combo is so good for Hulkbuster is because you can apply as long as you don't get hit by the tornadoes, you can apply the all defense down as the missiles hit. So even though the missiles don't have all defense down, you can see there, you sort of get to squeeze out more damage. And the contrast is much more stark if you can nail it properly in something like Shadowland. You'll see a bigger spike in his damage, especially if you had a damage proc as well, like a damage proc obelisk. But yeah, we're gonna call it here when we get down to 3.5 minutes. This is still pretty rough. He can't even do stage 60 with 20% pierce and this double buff, which is pretty wild. So of the 3 characters, base Armor War characters, not Doctor Doom, Hulkbuster is by far the weakest. I was kind of impressed with War Machine's damage. I was kind of impressed with Rescue's damage, but Hulkbuster, no. Now I know what you might be thinking. Okay, but you tried him. We can try this here. I don't think this is gonna have any, I don't think this is gonna play any role in it. But we'll go to stage 60 and see if it's the same. Because like I was saying, even though he deals physical damage, or even though he's a physical attack character, he's dealing energy damage on 5 and 4, which means that you would be better off using him against characters with low energy against enemies with low energy defense. So it's counterintuitive, but it's like Vision. He's an energy attack character, but he deals physical damage, so you'd still fight Proxima. That's actually a little bit better. Now, Proxima is a little bit weaker than Cull Obsidian in general, but that's not bad. He's kind of flexible in that way. I think he's very mixed physical damage and energy damage, which is rare nowadays to see. But yeah, I do believe, see, his third skill is all physical. But I do believe it's, you know what, I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think I'd rather just test him against Proxima. There's also the chance, I'm glad that I did this, because there's also the chance that they're just going to change it and make him all physical, because he's a physical attacker to begin with. Don't die. But yeah, we did drop down again. We did drop back down to stage 60, whereas War Machine was doing stage 99. So it's just about the intra comparison between characters. It's not meant to, to highlight the power of Pierce. Pierce Hawthorne and Hawthorne wipes. All right, here we go. So, oh man, we are like struggle busting. 3's not bad. 1 and 2 are very cool skills, but the damage is low and the animation is dangerous because there's no iframe. I'm only really doing 3 because of the animation, including an iframe, but we're gonna get her down here. Okay, not bad. Okay, pretty terrible. It took 1 minute and 15 seconds to get her to the first phase change. Yeah. So my boy HULKBUSTER right now is getting busted by the Hulk, the ghost of Hulk. So yeah, he definitely needs the most love out of the 3, because with the exact same build, he is stinking up the joint in comparison to those 2 who were able to actually do damage on 99. So 40 stages, 39 stages lower, and yeah, again with similar build, with a similar build, not really that different. And he has a mythic uniform, whereas Rescue does not. So interesting. He's that far behind at it. I wouldn't have guessed. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of HULKBUSTER and the key art. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tonight on the live stream. Take care.